Hi there, class 10 students. This is your teacher and guide, Mrs. Harpreet Kaur. And today I've come up with part 3 of the chapter Glimpses of India. The title of the part 3 is Tea from Assam. So without wasting any time, let's dive straight into the explanation video of the chapter Tea from Assam right now. This chapter tells us about the experience that a young boy, Rajveer, had when he visited the tea estate owned by Pranjal's father. So let's explore what's there in the chapter. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So Pranjal is the son of a tea estate manager, and he has invited his friend Rajveer to pay a visit and stay with him during the summer vacation. Chai garam, garam chai, a vendor called out in a high-pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, "Chai saab?" "Give us 2 cups, Pranjal said. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea. So here the scene is of the railway station, at a railway station where the train had halted and a vendor came into the compartment to sell tea. And Pranjal ordered for 2 cups of tea. Everyone in that compartment was sipping tea. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. "Phew," exclaimed Pranjal. "Tea really is very popular. The train pulled out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective book. Again, Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. So Rajveer told Pranjal that around the world nearly 80 crore cups of teas are drunk on daily basis throughout the world. And Pranjal was really surprised to listen that tea was so popular that 80 crore cups of tea consumption can be there on daily basis. And the train left the station, and Pranjal started reading a detective novel. Rajveer also is interested in detective novels, but at that very moment, because he was going to pay a visit to the beautiful Assam, so he preferred looking out rather than burying his neck into the book. Now we get a little description of what he sees out. It was green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. So when Rajveer looked out and the train was moving on, he looked outside the window. Through the window, he saw that it was green everywhere, and after a certain distance, he could see that the green fields gave way to the tree bushes. It was a magnificent view. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved like doll-like figures. So at the back he could find the hills, tall hills, and then he could see the tea bushes all lined up, and then there were tall trees. So the woods were woods were densely covered with the tall trees. And in the tea garden he could see some doll-like figures moving Okay, and it was the human beings, those who were collecting the tea leaves, plucking the tea leaves, and they seemed to be very small from that distance, and they looked like beautiful dolls moving their hands and heads like that. In the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. Hey, a tea garden! Rajvir cried excitedly. Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a tea plantation, didn't share Rajvir's excitement. Oh, this is a tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. So, as Pranjal was living and born and brought up in the tea gardens only, he was not at all excited, but it was Rajvir's first visit. So, Rajvir got excited in all the things, that all the greenery, the tea gardens, the bushes, the fragrance that he could smell there, and he was really excited to look at that majestic scene. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajvir said. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. So here Rajvir, as he knew that he was about to visit a tea city, tea country, an area that is popularly known for the tree plantation, he had read a few things, many things as he could get from his sources about the tea. And he said that it is not certain who invented tea, how tea came into being. There are many stories. Legends means stories. There are many stories behind this. And what legends? Pranjal was really surprised to listen this. Now here we'll get how Rajvi shares the legends with Pranjal. There's the one about Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of the twig burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor. It is said that they were tea leaves. Now, the Chinese story about an emperor who boiled water before drinking, and accidentally the tea leaves fell into the pot, and that gave a delicious flavor to the boiling water which was kept on the fire. Now Pranjal also got excited to listen to other stories. Now his words, "Tell me another," scoffed Pranjal, shows his excitement related to listening to the tales related to tea. We have an Indian legend too. Bodhidharma, an ancient Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. The 10 tea plants grew out of his eyelids. The leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. So another story from India, he shared with Pranjal here. He said that Bodhidharma was a very known ancient Buddhist who was keen for meditation, but while he used to meditate, he felt sleepy. So he cut his eyelids and threw it so that he won't be able to sleep. And 10 plants grew out of those eyelids, and when those were tea plants only, and when the leaves of the plants were put in hot water and drunk, so it banished sleep, that the person could remain awake for some time as and when the drink was drunk. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajvir added, as far back as 2700 BC. In fact, words such as tea, chai and chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. So another story from China, that he says that these words chini, chai, all these are from Chinese origin, and it in 16th century it was drunk more as medicine rather than a drink or beverage. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage and pushed their way to crowded platform. Pranjal's parents were waiting for them. Soon they were driving towards the Khaibari, the tea garden managed by Pranjal's father. An hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a kettle bridge and entered the Khaibari tea estate. So now they have reached the Mariani Junction where they were supposed to reach. Their destination was Mariani Junction, and they collected their luggage and came out where Pranjal's parents were waiting for them, and soon they started driving for the Khaibari. Okay, and they crossed a kettle bridge to enter that tea estate. Now the description of the area is given here. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tree bushes, all nearly pruned to the same height. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their backs, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. So the scene is depicted here that on both sides of the roads there were tea gardens, and the tea pluckers were having bamboo baskets on their back, and they were plucking the newly sprouted leaves and putting them in the basket. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. This is the second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barua? Rajveer asked. It lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjal's father said in surprise. Yes, Mr. Barua, Rajveer admitted, but I hope to learn much more while I'm here. So, Pranjal's father, while driving, he had to slow down to allow a tractor that was pulling a trail load of tree leaves so that it could pass. And looking at the load that was put in the tractor, Rajveer said that it should be the second flush or the sprouting season, and the best tea is produced in this season, which lasts from May to July. Okay, and the best tea is produced in this. So Pranjal's father was very surprised to see. He admired Rajveer for getting information about tea before coming there. So, but Rajveer admitted that he had read many things about tea, but he hoped to learn much more in his visit there. So that's all in this third part of the chapter Glimpses of India, which we got the glimpse of Assam through the eyes of a young school-going boy, Rajveer, and information related to the panoramic view of tree gardens and other things are provided in this chapter. That's all in the explanation video of tea from Assam. We'll meet in the next video with question answers, summary and much more about this chapter. See you in the next video. Till then, keep watching my channel and kindly subscribe to the channel and share this with your friends. Bye for now.